Do 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 do. Like almost tripped over a buffalo hide over there behind the camera. I got all this. I do a lot of leather work. It's relaxing. I'm really good at, pretty darn good at leather working. Now, the reason why I'm making this video is twofold. I heard from a source many months ago Fujifilm is coming out with a monochrome camera. I heard about a week or so, less than a week actually, that Fujifilm is coming out with a medium format monochromatic camera. This could prove not to be true, but when I hear it from the horse's mouth, I don't care what the rumor website says. I absolutely don't care that they are coming out with a medium format monochrome. I stated in a video about 2 or 3 weeks ago, there are a lot of valid reasons for this. It is true that Leica is coming out with a Q2 monochrome. Now, even though I despise Leica because they're obnoxious snob jewelry and they're overpriced, the Leica Q cameras are not exactly Leica cameras. They're a merging of Panasonic and Leica. You know, the great optics of Leica and the autofocus and the electronics of Panasonic. And they're actually, other than the obnoxious price, relative to most Leica cameras, are not that obnoxious. Depends on what it's going to be priced at. But I'll probably buy one, but not if Fujifilm comes out with a monochrome medium format announced sometime in February or March of next year, which is only a few months away. Fujifilm actually does know what they're doing. They cornered the market on medium format, and as I've told you many times, I'm the biggest supporter of medium format Fujifilm ever there was. I grew up in photography school with medium format. Even before photography school, I was a huge medium format fan. When you use medium format, everything else is just dog poo by comparison. This is true of anybody that uses it. I don't care if it's slow, it's medium format. The output is incredible. Huge, huge supporter of medium format. Anyway, Fujifilm, which has never before happened in digital photography, nor has it ever happened in film. Overnight, literally within 2 years, which is overnight for the photography gear world, dominated an entire sector of photography. And they literally destroyed everybody else on medium format. They did. That's not my opinion that they did. They did. The number of people that are buying $50,000, $60,000 phase ones are non-existent. That camera is slower than a constipated turtle in the middle of winter. They're obnoxiously expensive. It is a house cat camera. It is literally a studio camera. It is not a camera with one autofocus point. That camera is so slow. It's nearly completely useless to take outside of the studio, which makes it a pretty useless tool. Fujifilm medium format cameras are as happy in the studio as they are out in the streets or in the bad weather. Not that you ever should take any digital camera in bad weather, because no camera is really weather sealed. None of them, even the ones that are say weather sealing, they're not weather sealed. They're just not. Take it from the word of a guy that fixed cameras for ages. None of them are weather sealed. So they dominated everybody overnight in medium format. So there is another sector there. People say, why would you want a monochromatic camera? Anybody that's seen the output of a true monochrome camera with no color filter, right? And I posted a video like 2 years ago, I borrowed a monochrome. It was just a boring landscape shot. And everybody that down was like, oh my God, you can't get there on your color camera and shooting in the black and white or doing a conversion into a monochrome on the Lightroom or Capture. You can't get there. It doesn't work. You can't add information that was never captured to begin with. People that have seen that image or any true monochromatic image where you have the let the lens and the camera shine, like, oh my God. And monochrome cameras are not a gimmick. They are unbelievably amazing. Well, who would want a camera that can only shoot monochrome? If you see an image from a true monochrome camera, you'll never ask that question. That lack of a color filter array means the inner tonal detail, i.e. the low gain SNR, signal to noise ratio, or what is image fidelity, shines. It's the reason why flash photography is amazing. It's flash photo, the color saturation and the detail are just off the hook. Everybody knows this that has two eyeballs. It's the same thing with a true monochrome camera. Fujifilm would corner the market on monochrome instantly. Well, how many of those would they sell? There are some unintelligent people, and there are more than a few of them out there. So, how many of those would you actually really sell? Answer is a lot. There are a lot of people. And listen, I think Fujifilm, no company is perfect. I knew something that Fujifilm did not. I've known several things Fujifilm did not. When they came out with the GFX 100, 102 megapixel, which I have that camera, they, at corporate, they thought, well, it's a $10,000 camera, you know, it's amazing, it's got IBIS, world's first fast focusing medium format, 102 megapixel BSI. They thought they weren't going to sell that many. Turns out they sold the hell and gone out of those. So many that they sold out of the entire year. I have this from the source, not my opinion. This is from the source, i.e. Fujifilm. They sold what they anticipated for the entire year overnight on the GFX 100. The same is true of a true monochromatic Fujifilm. Whether it be medium format or crop sensor, doesn't matter. However, I'm told that it's going to be a medium format true monochrome. And it's the IMX 461 sensor, by the way, if you want to know what it is. IMX 461 monochrome. There's two versions of the IMX 461 sensor. Fujifilm will sell the hell and gone out of that camera. I will be the first person lined up to buy it. I've been drooling for years and years and years. Actually, I've been drooling for over a decade for an affordable medium format camera. And the only people that delivered it was Fujifilm. I'm the biggest supporter on YouTube, and I've sold more medium format Fujifilm cameras than anybody else in the world. That's not my opinion. It's a fact. I've done an awful lot of tech support for people, including famous photographers. I mean, they new to Fujifilm. I had to get it, you know, the famous photographer. I won't tell you their names. You could guess what a couple of them are. You know, help them on the phone, you know, train them on that. I love helping people. I always have. Huge, huge fan of Fujifilm medium format. I'm a huge fan of Fujifilm, period. But I'll be the first person lined up for that damn monochrome camera. I'm the only person on YouTube photography channel that keeps chirping about monochrome. I'm the only one. Like I said, I took a boring landscape shot, and apparently it's the one that everybody likes. And it's in some video I made 2 years or so ago. Don't ask me where it's at. I uploaded it to my Flickr page. It's in my Flickr page too. Somewhere in my Flickr page. People look at that, they're like, oh my God, this is what true monochrome is. Whoa. Yeah, now I gotta have one. Because it is that important. I cannot wait for it, because Fujifilm will instantaneously dominate the market for monochrome. I mean, they will literally own, because the only options you have out there are two. An obnoxiously expensive Leica and a super obnoxiously expensive, like more expensive than your house expensive monochromatic phase 1. So they would dominate everything overnight. It only took Fujifilm less than 2 years to destroy everybody on digital medium format. Fujifilm owns digital medium format. I knew that they would when they first came out with the GFX 50S, which I owned. I just don't need 3 medium format cameras. I have the 50R and the GFX 100. I knew that they would. People say, oh, they're not going to be many people buy that camera. Well, a lot of people bought that camera, and even more people bought the 50R. The GFX 50R is my favorite camera of all time that I've ever owned, film or digital. I've had so many thousands and thousands of emails from people, oh my God, I'm glad I listened to you about your favorite camera of all time, the GFX. And it is a brick, you know, it is a square-looking brick. It needs a hand strap, you know, to make it super comfy, because it is a brick-shaped camera. I never said it had the best ergos in the world, but it's the camera I've been waiting over a decade for, and it's exactly it, and it's inexpensive, relatively so to medium format. It's really, really inexpensive. Well, literally thousands and thousands of people email me about buying that camera off my recommendation. I don't work for Fujifilm, okay? Not being paid by them. I endorse them freely of my own free will, and I spend my own darn money on the cameras. I cannot wait for Fujifilm to come out with a monochromatic medium format. I'd be happy with a monochromatic crop sensor. But a monochromatic medium format, I will be the absolute first person lined up for that thing. Well, I hope to God I am. Probably the first person will be like about 100 people that work for Fujifilm. I'm going to try to get, try to buy one as quickly as possible. Yes, I am the biggest fan on earth of medium format. Where's that hat at? I don't know where that hat went to. I used to have a GFX hat laying around here somewhere. I am the biggest fan of medium format Fujifilm ever there was. I'm proud of that. I'm not ashamed of it. I love medium format Fujifilm. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yep. Thank you so much. And I don't know what I'm going to do with my beaver pelt. Some of you know I do leather work. This is a good joke, right? What am I going to do with this? I think I'm going to make a hat. Because this is a real beaver pelt, by the way. A premium grade, no less. Premium grade. It's doesn't really smell. Yep. For all the animal, and I am an animal lover. Oh my God! How could you buy a dead animal skin like that? You're evil. Yeah, give me a break. Yeah. This is because this is what they made all the fancy hats out of back in the day. Like Abe Lincoln had a beaver skin hat, beaver pelt hat, and really a beaver is just a big rat. I mean, that's what they are. But their fur has special properties because, they live half of their life in the water and the little beaver dams and stuff. And maybe I should make a hat out of it. Let me tell you what, a beaver pelt is not inexpensive. That was quite expensive. That's pretty, yeah, not too cheap. Yeah, I know that's unrelated to monochromatic camera sensors. But anyway, I hope you like this video. Have a great day. Okay? Goodbye. Oh, goodness.